Hey, how's it going? It's Lee Hayward here from LeeHayward.com, and in this video clip I'm going to show you some of my favorite trap exercises to really help thicken up your shoulders and your upper back. So the first thing we're going to do now to start things off is the basic barbell shrug. Now chances are this is no unique exercise. You're probably already doing this in your workouts right now. But the one thing that I like to do with this to make it a bit unique and even more effective for muscle growth is the way that I structure my sets and reps. I will start off light and pyramid my way up, and then once I reach my peak weight, I will pyramid my way back down. So just to put some real numbers here, I'll probably start off with say like a 135 and do 30 reps. Then I'll probably go like 185 and do a set for 20 reps. And then maybe go 225 and do a set for 15 reps. 275, maybe 10 to 15 reps, 315 for probably 10, and then work my way back down again. And I find that that really hits the slow twitch muscle fibers as well as some of the faster twitch muscle fibers, and it'll help give you a complete development throughout your shoulders.
This right here is the regular barbell shrug, and you notice that I'm using overhand grip on the bar and just really shrugging away. Anytime you do a shrug variation, there's not a whole lot of range of motion here. The main thing is that you're putting stress on the muscles. So again, just focus on squeezing the muscles hard rather than really worrying about a big range of motion. Alright, so Patricia's doing her set here now, and you can really see the muscles of her upper back working as she's doing the shrug. And this is a critical exercise because it's going to build up these muscles in your upper back, and this is going to help carry over into all your major exercises. For example, anytime you do a bench press, your upper back is planted right on the bench. Anytime you do squats, the bar is resting across your upper back. Anytime you do deadlifts, strong traps is going to help you finish off that lift and lock out the weight. So again, the traps are such a critical muscle group, and it's going to carry over into all your major lifts. Right here I'm doing the behind the back shrug, and this is just a different variation, but I find that it gives you a really strong peak contraction in the upper back. I mean, even though it's not a huge range of motion, your traps will contract hard when you do the behind the back shrug variation. Alright, so now we're going to throw in a little workout blooper. As you can see, I was doing the behind the back shrug, and right here Trish is going to attempt it, but I think you can kind of see if you're watching the video here that this is going to be a bit of a challenge.
Alright, that's okay. Alright, so normally myself and Trish, we like to work out set for set on this one. When we're doing any workouts, we usually go set for set in the gym and do all the same exercises. But sometimes women can't do the exact same exercises as men. As you'll notice now with this behind the back shrug variation, I have no problem doing it, but sometimes if you have too much junk in the trunk, so to speak, it might be a little bit hard to get that range of motion in there. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. If you find this exercise uncomfortable, or you can't do it for whatever reasons, then you can do other variations, like a dumbbell shrug variation that we're going to show you right now. Now we're going to move on and do some dumbbell shrugs, and this just gives you another variation, a bit more freedom of movement with your hand positions.
You notice that I'm using lifting straps here just to help reinforce my grip. I found that after doing the barbell shrugs and the behind the back shrugs, my grip was a bit fatigued, so the straps can help you just hold on to the weights and really focus on training the traps rather than worrying about losing your grip. And again, you notice here that there's not a huge range of motion. Like I say, the main thing when doing any shrug variation is just to really squeeze the muscle. So lift up as high as you can, squeeze it for a split second there, and that'll fully work the traps. It's not a huge range of motion. Okay, so you can see Patricia's getting set up to do her set as well.
You really see this working on Trish now, because she's dieted down now. She's only 6 weeks out from her show. You see all the muscles in her traps here in her upper back. Great job. And again, the cool thing about the dumbbells is your hands are facing your sides here, facing forward, you're facing your sides rather than facing, you know, in a straight line as they are when you're grabbing a barbell. So it just hits the traps from a different angle. And it also forces the left and the right sides to handle an equal workload. Okay, so the next trap exercise I'm going to show you is a unique one that you've probably never seen before, but it's a great one for hitting the trap and really getting a good peak contraction throughout your whole traps and upper back. Now what we're going to use here for this is the standing calf raise machine. Now you've probably, let's get over here, a better angle. No doubt you've used the calf raise machine before for working your calves, but now, as you can see, we're just going to use it for a shrug machine. So Patricia's standing on the calf block with her feet flat. So I mean, there's no need to hang your toes over the edge like you're doing calves. And she's just going to shrug her shoulders and lift the pad up as high as she can. And you can really see the traps working here. Great job. And this is a great exercise, and the cool thing about it is your grip doesn't come into play here. So I mean, if you wanted to start off with the regular shrugs, you know, the barbell and the dumbbell and stuff like that, then you can finish off with this because your grip is not a limiting factor with this one. So it's a great finisher. You can just focus on squeezing your traps. Final exercise of our trap workout that I'm going to show you is the upright row. It's a great exercise for building up the delts and the entire upper back. The way I like to do the upright rows is I use a cable and a rope attachment. I find that this hits the traps in the upper back from a unique angle, and the fact that I'm using a rope places less stress on the wrist joint. If you've done upright rows with, say, like a barbell, it places a lot of stress on the wrist. I mean, you're grabbing a bar, and as you row up, you can see your wrists are pretty cocked at a weird angle here. But when you use a rope, you have more freedom of movement in your wrists, a more natural movement, and I find that you can just really focus on working the muscles without excess stress on the joints. So again, I have it set up here, the rope from the low pulley cable. Again, with the cool thing with the rope, you can pull it right up and actually pull it apart at the top and get a better range of motion than you would if you were using the bar. And you can see all the muscles of her upper back fully contracting here. So this is great. It hits the delts, you know, the side delts, the rear delts, as well as your traps. And the cool thing too is where you're using the low pulley cable is you're pulling it up on a slight angle, and it gives you a different type of resistance than if you were using free weights. Cool, great job. Alright, so if you'd like to get some more killer workouts like that, be sure to go check out my Total Fitness Bodybuilding DVD training series. Like I say, I've got a bunch of different DVD programs available for different levels. So there's DVDs there if you're a beginner just starting off, or if you're an advanced trainer who's looking to take their physique to the next level, we got something for you. So again, go check out the link that's at the bottom of the screen and look into the Total Fitness Bodybuilding DVDs. Take care.